G'day, I'm John Ford from Caravan World, and we're in Merimbula for Australia's best hybrids, brought to you by Tough Dog four-wheel drive suspension. And behind me is a really intriguing little van. It's a 13-foot Frost from Arctic. Arctic are the new kids on the block, and they brought along this couples van, really well priced. It'll be really interesting to see how it goes. Let's have a look around.
When I first looked at the Arctic Frost 13 hybrid, it certainly stands out for its external looks. Has a very striking colour scheme and instantly gets your attention. It's
built aluminium frame with composite aluminium wall, and what's unusual is an interior lining of reconstituted bamboo, which is sort of an interesting and looks really modern.
The Arctic Frost 13 is a 13-foot couples camper, similar to some others we've seen. It's a pop top with a fold-out bed, king-size bed at the end. The Arctic 13 has an electric awning, so very easy to set up outside. The slide-out kitchen actually was parallel to the van, not at right angles, so a bit more protection under the awning if you're cooking in inclement weather. There was an external fridge, lots of a pantry, lots of drawers, so a really workable external kitchen.
X factor for the Arctic, it is nearly unheard of to get a almost 900 kilo payload in this style of trailer. It's been done through clever weight reduction and a high 2990 ATM. I say it again, nearly 900 kilos. Even if you fill the water tanks up, there is still plenty of room for all the gear for you and some friends. It is super impressive. I also find the inclusions a standout X factor. The PM400 from Projector is a good bit of kit with Bluetooth connectivity and an easy to use interface. And that feeding into as much battery as it has and the quality of the solar on the roof is actually really impressive for its just under $51,000 price tag.
In terms of self-sufficiency, it has two 135 ampere hour lithium batteries and 400 watts of solar capacity. That certainly gives you a couple of days or quite a few days out in the bush. Has a Projector PM400 battery management system, which means the electrics are well and truly controlled and easily monitored. In terms of water capacity, there's a couple of 120 litre tanks and a 75 litre grey tank. Now, if you're being careful with your water supply, minimise your shower usage by just turning the water on and off as you need it, you're good for quite a few days camping out in the bush without needing to fill the tanks up again.
At 2.6 metres towed height and 2.1 metres wide, the Arctic 13 is not a big proposition, but more importantly, it's light. I reckon typically loaded, you're going to be around 2.5 tons. Now, we towed this with a Jeep Cherokee, which was surprisingly good. It was smooth, it was comfortable, the brakes engaged beautifully, but I also think you would get away with a nice ute. Again, 2.5 ton typical towing weight, maybe 3 ton fully loaded. A modern double cab ute will have no problem with it. Up front on the drawbar was my favourite coupling, a DO35 by Cruisemaster. They're smooth, easy to engage, don't clunk, they are fantastic. Now underneath was an upgraded Peters suspension setup, which rode really well. Now during our tow test, we were quite lightly weighted at maybe 2.3 tons. It was easily one of the best tows of a hybrid style camper.
What stood out for me most about the Arctic, it's a small camper, it's 13 foot, but they've managed to squeeze a lot into that space. It's a very usable, livable space for a couple. It's really kind of a camper for all seasons, I think. Could probably take it into cold climates, but you know, really good usable space for all weather.
Everything that you're going to need when you're camping. It's got a good sized bed, combination shower and toilet. I think the main feature of this is what they pack into such a easy to tow small footprint caravan.
One thing that the guys from Arctic pride themselves on is customization. Now, you can't change the overall physical shape and size of the camper, but if you wanted to change to bunks, easy. If you wanted to move some of the internal furniture around, perhaps add an internal fridge, the guys at Arctic We'll hear you out, price it up, and help.
Customer care, they're new kids on the block, as we mentioned, so I think they're really keen to make sure that their customers are well looked after. They've got a growing network of repair agents, and they've just established a dealer in Brisbane. They've got a 5-year warranty on the chassis. The rest of the body's only 12 months, and I'd probably like to see that a bit longer, given that they're only new to the market, just to give their customers a bit more confidence in the buy.
Kyle and the team at Arctic are super enthusiastic about making better campers. They were on us the whole judging process about what we think they could do better. And honestly, for under $51,000, there's really not a lot much more you could ask of a camper like the Arctic Frost 13.